We'll try that again. Good morning. My name is Barbara Murray, and my pronouns are she and her. Um, Good morning, everybody. It's so good to see you. Welcome to Allen Avenue Unitarian Universalist Church's in-person and online worship. Whether today is your first time here or you've been coming for years, we're so glad that you are with us. I am serving as this morning's worship associate. Good luck, Reverend Tara. We are growing a community that transforms lives through the power of love. Our mission calls us to celebrate diversity, encourage spiritual growth, and promote social responsibility while we travel on and care for the earth. A special welcome to those at home who are joining us on Zoom today. If you're attending for the first time, please go to our website and fill out the welcome card so we can know more about you. I am going to share some announcements. And the first one is from Cynthia Martin from the Fair Committee. And she is here today. Cynthia, could you raise your hand? And she'll be having posters for you. So see her after the service. Let's see. Okay. As a member of A2U2, we invite you to participate as publicity partners for the Artisans Fair on Saturday, December 7th, 9 to 1. Easy peasy things that you can do. You can, if you use Facebook, go to the A2U2 Facebook page and share the event on your page. Pick up a poster after the service and let Cynthia or Janet, are you here as well? Hi. Know where you are going to place it. This is a primary fundraiser of the year, so we are grateful for your participation. This is from the Social Justice Community Service Committee. Join us on Thursday, November 21st, at 10:30 in the kitchen as we help to fight hunger. We will be baking and making 10 lasagnas for the Lasagna Love Project. See Celeste. Celeste, are you here? There you are. See Celeste to sign up today. Circle dinners are back starting in January. Registration is online this year through a link in the e-blast. Deadline for registering is November 18th, so that's right around the corner. If you have any questions, please see Susan Selby. Susan, are you here today? Okay. Our final announcement, Elder Salon is this coming Saturday. The meeting will start at 9:30 in person and on Zoom. Discussion of ageism will be led by Carol Jenkins. Carol, are you here? I know you're here. There you are. Join us for a lively chat and all are welcome. Now we invite you to take this opportunity to silence your cell phones so that we can be fully present to one another. After the service, please grab a cup of coffee or tea in the kitchen window and stay for conversation, or head down to the end of the long hallway to join a group for the brown bag lunch. Those on Zoom may stay on and connect with one another. And now, let us center our hearts and minds with the ringing of the chimes.
Good morning. I am so glad you are here. This morning, I can truthfully say There is nowhere I would rather be. For those of you I haven't met before, my name is Reverend Tara. My pronouns are they, them, and I am the minister of this congregation. Thank you for trusting this community to care for you this morning. Our words of welcome today are adapted from those of the Reverend Erica Hewitt. Whether you're here because worshiping with us is part of your weekly routine, or whether you feel like our country has been stopped in its tracks and it's impossible to return to normalcy, on this morning we gather to proclaim that we belong to one another and that others belong to us. Broken hearts are welcome here. Anxious spirits are welcome here. Minds whirring faster than a racing engine, uncertain what to think. Stubborn egos that sometimes trip us up, cementing us to opinions. Fragile, shell-shocked souls, they are welcome here. Yours, mine, and everyone else's. Not because this community will fix it through easy solutions, we won't, or the right way forward. As a liberal religious congregation, we have something far more fragile and far more powerful than that. Our need to be together, our need to reconnect to the life-giving source that moves within and among us, and our need to make one another a little bit braver and wiser before returning to the service of life. After our lamp lighting ritual this morning, our children will join Emily and Patricia down the long hallway for their RE session focusing on gratitude through story sharing and a cooperative activity. After worship, our youth group will gather in the memorial room, and childcare is available at any time in the nursery. And it is my joy, too, when the youngest among us stay in the sanctuary and chime in with squeaks and chirps throughout the service. So, friends, and there are some more seats up in the front if you're feeling brave. I know, I don't bite, I promise. Friends, let us arrive deeply and fully here with a breath in and a breath out. Please know there is no right way to feel or be today. Bring your hot mess self, or you're doing just fine, and know that you are welcome. For into the wonder of this new day we come. Let us worship together.
As we light our sanctuary chalice this morning, those joining on Zoom are invited to light a chalice or candle near you to connect us more deeply with one another. In these breaking news, heartbreaking times when nothing feels certain, let your raw kindness allow your compassion to become a North Star, stamped up in the sky for others to follow back home. May the light of this chalice be our North Star.
And we light our candle of community this morning simply as a prayer for peace. Will you take a breath with me? Our opening hymn this morning is number 1 in your gray hymnal and up on the screen. May nothing evil cross this door. Dale will play it through once, and then you are invited to rise in body or in spirit as we join our voices in song. I'm hoping I can get a couple of kid helpers to come up here and help me with something. Is anyone willing? It has to do with this. Yes. Anyone? Now would be the time. I need someone to take the scarf off this, I don't know what it is, and tell me what you think it might be. Go for it. Well, do you want to guess? What do you think? An egg? No, but good guess. Anyone else? A box. You want to take the top off? Or the scarf off? It's not going to bite. What do you see? Sexton closet miscellaneous tools. Correct. Will someone take the top off for me and tell me what's in there? Thank you very much. What is that? A bunch of tools. Why do I have a toolbox up here, you guys? Great guess. We do have work to do. Who else knows? Building and grounds does also need help. We're full of truth this morning. So we'll talk about why tools in a moment, but first, why do we keep all of our tools in a toolbox or a junk drawer? Yes. Because you don't want to get them spread out all over the place. Great, yes. Any other guesses? So you know where they are. Bingo. And you can carry them around. So you have them where you need them, when you need them. Sometimes when something is broken and I need to fix it, I don't know, because I'm not super good at fixing things, I don't actually know what tool I need. So I get them all out, and I start trying all of them, and I see which one works, which one fits, which one, does the thing that I need it to do. We can think of our coping skills, our tools or practices for hard times like this too. When we're going through a hard time, when we have a broken heart, or we're really scared or anxious or sad or disappointed, we can think about what tools we have that help us get through that hard time, that help us be with whatever that big feeling is. Can anyone think of a spiritual or emotional tool we might have in our toolbox to help us manage ourselves through a hard time? Yes, Anne. Empathy. Barb. Friends. Yes. Meditation. Shout them out. Distraction. Music. Exercise. Walking. Hot bath. I don't know what just was. Hugs. Laughing. Optimism. Kitty cats. Talking. What about you? Dogs. What helps you get through a hard time? Cookies, snacks, hugs. That's a lot of tools. That's a lot of tools. What'd you say? Ice cream. Okay, now we're just going to start naming desserts. Yes, on election morning, election night, I was downstairs at 2 a.m. eating chocolate. And I have a feeling I wasn't the only one. Doing a ritual of some sort, volunteering to focus our angsty energy outward to make our communities better. We have a lot of tools, believe it or not. Sometimes we don't feel like we do. One of the reasons it's important to think of all these tools being in one place, like in a toolbox, is because if we use a tool or we practice a practice and it doesn't really feel like it's helping us, it's easy to spiral and think, nothing's going to make me feel better. And if we think of our tool as coming from a box full of other tools, it's easier to remember, I can try something else. I have a lot of things that I can try. Sometimes we think we need a tool like, I don't know, perhaps a handsaw, but what we really need is a chainsaw, right? Sometimes we don't have the tool when things are really, really hard, and so we have to ask for help. We get to ask for help. We get to reach out or can reach out to someone like a therapist or our minister or our parents or grown-ups or teachers or our doctor, because some things are too hard to manage alone. The point of a toolbox is not that we have every single tool that we will ever need, but that we have a starting point to try. And then from there, we can ask for help, we can share tools, and we can borrow other people's. The more we practice using our tools, the more we ask for help from other people, the better we get at learning what works for us when things are hard and what doesn't. We might have all that we need. We might not have all that we need. But if you look around and you see all these different people in this room, and on Zoom you can imagine, and they all have a toolbox together, I do believe that we probably have what we need to get through hard times. So at this time, Emily will come forward and invite up our lamplighter, and you will learn the tool of gratitude today in RE.
In a few moments, some of us will leave the sanctuary to enjoy religious education programming, but first I invite our lamplighter, Calvin, to join me in the pulpit. A lamplighter is entrusted to transfer the light of the sanctuary chalice to the lamp and then go forth to RE spaces where they will light the chalices there. Calvin will now light the lamp. I invite those going to RE to follow the lamplighter as we carry the flame, expanding our sacred space.
Would you join me in the spirit of prayer? This morning, our words are by J.J. Flagg and Victoria Safford. Friend, go to the window. Open the door. Move away from the screen. Pocket your phone. For just a moment, sometime today, let this November air mess with your hair. Caress your crumpled, tear-streaked face. Kiss your bare hands, as it has since you were small, as it will as you grow old. All is not lost. Go to the window. Open the door if you can't, if you're sick or in jail or at work with no break, if you're stuck in an airport or riding a train or in labor right now, if your body can't move to the window or door, just imagine you can smell the rain, taste the wind, the body and breath of the beautiful world. Close your eyes. Breathe deep, drink deep the nourishing, life-giving air, and let it be spirit inside you. Breathe in life and breathe out again life, and breathe more. This is your life, and our life together, you and I and all the beloveds at risk now as never before, humans and trees, rivers and land, children and birds, animals. Breathe in love for them. Breathe in love for us all, protection, resolve. And when you're able, when you're ready, whenever you can, breathe out a prayer of hope. This may take a while. We may have to hold our breath for a long while, gulping in air as if we were desperate, which today, my friends, we are. Breathe in rage and fear and fury, bone weariness, grief, panic, disgust. Breathe out a whisper, a sliver, a shiver, a single frail molecule of hope to be carried like a milkweed, God only knows where. You know this and must not forget. Still and always, we are held within, and we comprise a larger love. We are held within, and we comprise the mighty, irrefutable persistence and resistance of our ancestors and the urgent, laughing beauty of our children. We are held within, and we comprise holy and ferocious power. Spirit moves through us, still inspiring, insisting. Any act of love we undertake henceforth will be a revolution. Open your window. Go to the door. Reach out for a neighbor, even a stranger. Now I believe, as I didn't before, that you could knock on almost any door, tremble on the threshold, and when they open, collapse in their arms. They'll hold you, and you'll hold them, weeping, fists pounding, amazed at your brazen audacity. A little embarrassed, but mostly emboldened. What on earth is left for us to lose? Take a breath. Taste the wind, drink the rain, this feast prepared anew each day. Remember who you are and whose. The beloveds and the beloved who know you by name, who expect great things of you, which is to say that you will keep on keeping on, never alone, and with all your dignity still shining. Breathe deep. And notice now who's hurting and now is in danger, who needs your prayers of hope, and more than that, way more, in order to survive. Hold out your brave and loving hands, stronger than you know, your brave and beating heart, and do not, under any circumstances, let go of beauty or of truth. Do not let go of faith and hope and love. For we are held within, and we comprise a holiness no tyrant can diminish or demean. May it be so. The Miracle of Morning by Amanda Gorman. I thought I'd awaken to a world in mourning. Heavy clouds crowding a society storming, but there's something different on this golden morning, something magical in the sunlight. Wide and warming, I see a dad with a stroller taking a jog. Across the street, a bright-eyed kid chases their dog. A grandma on a porch fingers her rosaries. She grins as her young neighbor brings her groceries. While we might feel small, separate, and all alone, our people have never been more tightly tethered. because the question isn't if we will weather this unknown, but how we will weather this unknown together. So on this meaningful morn, we mourn and we mend like light. We cannot be broken, even when we bend. As one, we will defeat both despair and dis-ease. We stand with heroes and all employees, with families, librarians, schools and artists, businesses, friends, those hit hardest. We ignite not in the light, but in lack thereof, for it is in loss that we truly learn to love. In this chaos, we discover clarity. In suffering, we must find solidarity, for it's our grief that gives us gratitude, shows us how to find hope if we ever shall lose it. So don't ignore the pain. Give it purpose. Use it. Read children's books. Dance alone to DJ music. Know that this distance will make our hearts grow fonder. From a wave of woes, our world will emerge stronger. We'll observe how the burdens braved by humankind are also those moments that make us humans kind. Let each dawn find us courageous, brought closer, heeding the light before the fight is over. When this ends, we'll smile sweetly, finally seeing. In testing times, we became the best of beings.
Now is the time in our service where we engage in the spiritual practice of generosity. Our gifts support the ministries of this congregation and our work in the broader community. Each week, 1/3 of our offering is given away to a local nonprofit organization doing work to advance our shared values in the world. This month's Share the Plate recipient is Window Dressers of Maine. They bring community volunteers of all economic and social situations together to improve the warmth and comfort of interior spaces, lower heating costs, and reduce carbon dioxide pollution by producing low-costing insulating window inserts that function as custom interior mounted storm windows, important as we enter the winter months. Donations can be made now as the basket is passed through the donate button on our website, or if you are a member on Breeze, remembering to make note that your gift is for Share the Plate. If you are visiting us for the first time this morning, please know that your presence is your gift to us. At this time, our offering will be collected and gratefully received. Our second reading this morning is a poem by Aisha Siddiqa entitled, "On Another Panel About Climate, They Ask Me to Sell the Future, and All I've Got is a Love Poem." What if the future is soft and revolution is so kind that there is no end to us in sight? Whole cities breathe, and bad luck is bested by a promise to the leaves. To withstand your own end is difficult. The future frolics about, promise to no one, as is her right. Rage against justice makes the voice grow harsher yet. If the future leaves without us, the silence that will follow will be an unspeakable nothing. What if we convince her to stay? How rare and beautiful it is that we exist. What if we stun existence one more time? When I wake up, get out of bed, my 7-year-old cousin with her ruptured belly tags along. Then follows my grandmother, aunts, my other cousins, and the violent shape of their drinking water. The earth remembers everything. Our bodies are the color of the earth, and we are nobodies. Been born from so many apocalypses, what's one more? Love is still the only revenge. It grows each time the earth is set on fire. But for what it's worth, I'd do this again. Gamble on humanity 100 times over, commit to life unto life as the trees fall and take us with them. I'd follow love into extinction.
There have been so many words this week. Too many words. Too much news. Too many emails. Plenty of wisdom shared, pithy statements of hope, yet still, there are no words. I try to remember in moments where there are no words that there are people. That to pause, to breathe, and to hold one another close is medicine. When I say we need one another, I am making a theological statement about the fact that not a single one of us is free until every one of us is free. About the lie of individualism and about the beauty of our interdependence. That this time and space we share is sacred, simply because we are here. And the spirit of love and the spirit of life resides within, among, and around all of us. It's important in these times to be extraordinarily gentle with one another, to use our words with care, and to keep in check how we speak about we. I've heard many people say this week some version of, well, we've made it through this before. Who is we? Who made it? And who did not? What of the earth will not survive? We must speak with care because our words create our world. It's important in times like this to be aware, too, of our identities, who we are and what intersecting and overlapping identities we hold means that the unfolding of what is to come will impact each of us very differently. We have immense privilege to live in a blue area, and many of us feel safe most of the time. This is not everyone's experience, though. I have an abundance of privilege. I am ordained clergy with white skin and a master's degree and health insurance, and even still, as a non-binary person seeking basic, legal, gender-affirming health care, just 2 weeks ago, I had to walk through a protest to get to my doctor's appointment. A group of people protesting my humanity, the humanity of many of us in this room, who believe I am going to hell while I'm trying to get to the doctor in my queer little city of Portland. I share this because I need us to be aware that the reality of the situation we find ourselves in is not something that affects other people. There are no other people. There is only us. Last Sunday, we talked about being keepers of the embers of democracy, of being those who keep the embers alive until something fans them into flame, no matter how long it takes. We also talked about being a people who don't just plant seeds of hope, liberation, and change, but who tend to the soil, who, in Ashley Horan's words, create the conditions of possibility for victory over long arcs of time, and who see electoral politics as just one tactic of many tactics for the work of soil tilling. Our calling and the work ahead of us has become more urgent, more dangerous, more vital, but it has not changed. Not a single bit. In the wise words of author and leadership facilitator Akaya Windwood, our old systems are in the process of disintegration and decay. They are literally falling apart in front of our eyes. Some of us, she writes, some of us will resist and stand guard, making sure that the rot and fallout are minimized. Some of us will provide hospice, ensuring that the systems die well and thoroughly. Some of us will tend to the victims and survivors. Some of us will design and create new paths to a common and integrated future. She continues, we will need every single one of us, those who revolt, those who restore, and those who dream and create the futures we're committed to. Let's refuse to be bamboozled or fascinated by the ongoing and seemingly relentless ugliness of oppression. Let's insist on remembering that we are all kin, and that repairing the world is both our birthright and our responsibility. We might not have words or answers or optimism. I don't. But we have people. I can tell you where I will be and with whom I will be organizing through this coming term. I will be here with you. We have tremendous resources for change work, organizing, and community care as a congregation and as Unitarian Universalists. I will be here with you, and I hope you will join me. As you take another breath, I want to share with you words of hope offered to us this morning by our Unitarian Universalist Association. Perhaps the greatest gift of belonging to the rooted, dynamic, living tradition of Unitarian Universalism is knowing in our bones that we are both the inheritors of a complex and powerful historical legacy and the stewards of a future yet to be imagined. Today, as it has always been, the unwavering love at the center of our faith is our greatest balm, our strongest shield, and our fiercest power. That animating core of love will both demand our rigorous action and offer us the wellspring of hope and courage that will equip us for that work called of us in the times ahead. Beloveds, we will hold our fears together. We will honor our rage and devastation and grief. We will hold one another ferociously, tenderly, and faithfully. And then we will move deliberately. We will invest in trust. We will claim joy, rest, and sustenance. We will resist en masse. We will fight fascism and continue the struggle for democracy. We will continue to build our movements for justice. We will focus our efforts and abandon distractions. We will create a safe harbor for those in danger. We will leverage our resources. We will sharpen our skills and our analysis. We will act as if no person is disposable, We will refuse the politics of division and despair. We will seek the wisdom of our elders and of history. We will weave deeper connections with our neighbors. We will fight for our survival. And we will create the conditions of possibility for our thriving and our liberation. As we journey together into the wonder of this new day, may it be so. Amen. Our closing hymn this morning is number 289 in your gray hymnal and up on the screen, Creative Love, Our Thanks We Give. Dale will play it through once, and you are invited to rise in body or in spirit as we join our voices as one. If we're not going back and they're not moving forward, then we will stretch the bubble of time in both directions until it bursts. And then we will meet in that field that Rumi talks about. Lay down in it and try to remember what it always meant to be kin. Our worship has ended, and our service begins. Go in peace and know that you are loved.